What you must learn from the prayer life of Jesus and Paul. The prayer lives of Jesus and Paul reveal the importance of constant communion with God, dependence on His will, and the power of intercession. Jesus, as the Son of God, regularly prayed to His Father, setting an example for us. Paul, as a devoted servant of Christ, lived a life of continuous prayer, seeking guidance, strength, and boldness for the gospel. What can we learn from their prayer lives? 1. You must prioritize prayer. Jesus often withdrew to pray even in the midst of a busy ministry, Luke 5:16. Paul instructed believers to pray without ceasing, 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Prayer should be a daily priority, not an occasional practice. 2. You must seek God's will in prayer. Before making decisions, Jesus prayed, such as before choosing His disciples, Luke 6:12-13. Paul also sought God's direction in his missionary journeys, Acts 16:6-10. Always seek God's guidance before taking major steps. 3. You must pray with faith. Jesus said, "Whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Mark 11:24. Paul demonstrated this faith when he prayed and saw miracles, Acts 28:8. Pray with unwavering trust in God's power. 4. You must pray in times of trouble. Jesus prayed intensely in Gethsemane before His crucifixion, Luke 22:39-44. Paul and Silas prayed and worshipped while in prison, and God delivered them, Acts 16:25-26. Turn to prayer when facing challenges. 5. You must intercede for others. Jesus prayed for Peter's faith not to fail, Luke 22:32, and interceded for his disciples, John 17:9. Paul continually prayed for churches and believers, Ephesians 1:16. Pray for others as an act of love and service. 6. You must pray with thanksgiving. Jesus gave thanks before feeding the 5,000, John 6:11. Paul encouraged believers to pray with thanksgiving, Philippians 4:6. A grateful heart in prayer deepens your relationship with God. 7. You must pray for strength and boldness. Jesus prayed for strength before the cross, Matthew 26:42. Paul asked believers to pray for his boldness in preaching the gospel, Ephesians 6:19-20. Prayer empowers you to fulfill God's calling. 8. You must pray for your enemies. Jesus prayed for those who crucified Him, Luke 23:34. Paul urged believers to bless those who persecute you, Romans 12:14. Prayer changes hearts, including those of your enemies. 9. You must pray with others. Jesus prayed with His disciples, Matthew 26:36-38. Paul frequently prayed with and for the churches he planted, Acts 20:26. There is power in corporate prayer. 10. You must make prayer a lifestyle. Jesus was always in communion with the Father, John 17:1-26. Paul's life reflected constant prayer, Colossians 4:2. Let prayer be an ongoing daily conversation with God. The prayer lives of Jesus, and Paul reminds us that prayer is not just about asking, but about worship, thanksgiving, intercession, and seeking God's will. If you've learned something today, drop an amen and follow for more powerful biblical insights. God bless you.